you okay?
Is Lee here? Right here, Ken.
Well, how come they let you out so quick? Are you all right?
I have to talk to Lee. Do you mind?
No, of course not.
Let's sit down.
Let go. Glad to see me out?
Sure.
Try a little more enthusiasm.
What's up?
Better start treating me like a friend.
What's up?
I got Ann Howard fired.
You what?
Give me my lollipop.
Knock it off, Chris.
Well, you wanted her fired, didn't you?
How'd you do it?
No trouble at all. She was harassing a patient. Morton fired her himself.
Well, that'll get her off our back for a while. Nobody in Pink Place will give her a job after this. Great. She'll be leaving town. You really made a good score there, little brother. A good score.
Forget it. I'd like to know what good it does. All this hating. I'd like to know what good it does to get Ann Howard fired. And gloat.
She'll be leaving town.
Oh, we'll have driven her out of town.
She's been bugging you ever since she arrived. This is the only way we can...
Punish her?
Yeah, punish her.
For asking a couple of questions.
You seem to have forgotten why you're blind, little brother.
Well, punishing Ann Howard isn't going to get my sight back. Nothing's going to do that. Unless I stumble over a stray miracle somewhere.
Chris.
Remember the other day I said I went up to the bluff by myself?
Yeah, that was a stupid thing to do, kid.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess I never had wanted to remember before. Well, up on that bluff, it didn't seem so long ago, Lee. 17 years isn't so long. I remember I was 7 years old. I remember it was just a few days before my 8th birthday. I remember I was the smallest of all the kids we played with. And I remember I was glad you were my brother because they were all more scared of you than I was. We started playing blind man's buff. And I remember you said I had to be the blind man. I didn't want to. I was scared of the blindfold. I think I cried even, but I remember you kept saying I had to be it. You. Then Ann Howard came, and we made her the blind man because she was a stranger. I remember the first thing I heard when I came to was you saying she did it. Insisting that she did it. I remember all the other kids were scared, so nobody disagreed.
What are you trying to say, Chris?
I'm saying that I got her fired, and that is payment in full. I'm saying, now you forget the bluff, because it's going to kill you if you don't. I know how to make it, because I know how to hate. I've been taught by the master. And I'm not afraid of him anymore. I'm not afraid now to admit that I know Ann didn't.
Chris?
We both know Ann didn't do it.
Is anybody here?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Norman.
Hello, Betty.
Mr. Carson?
This is what she wants.
Thank you.
What's that?
Oh, just something Mrs. Court ordered.
I thought I was chief border filler around here.
That's right, Norman, you are.
Well, how do you expect me to maintain an intricate system of instant quality control inventory if you don't keep me appraised of, or is it apprised of what's going on?
Well, now, if you'd been here, I'd have kept you appraised and apprised, too. Appreciate the business, Betty.
Thank you. I'll let you get back to work.
Betty? How's my grandfather feeling?
Oh, he's much better now.
Good, then it wouldn't shake anybody up if I just popped over and said hello, would it?
I don't know. Maybe you'd better call first.
Well, I thought you said he was feeling better.
Well,
come on, Betty, what's going on?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
Remember me? I'm part of the family.
Norman, it's not fair of you to...
Oh, it's not fair of me to ask you about my family? Well, I know it's a little awkward, but why isn't it fair?
You know what I mean.
Yeah. You're afraid to tell me what time it is for fear that my grandfather or my father or my brother have given me the wrong time. And you're afraid to tell me that if it's raining or if grandfather's house is burning down because you're afraid that I'm going to get mad at him for keeping me locked up in a padded cell. Oh, I know what you mean, Betty, but I don't like it. As a matter of fact, I hate this little game of keeping Norman in the dark.
Norman?
I know, Mr. Carson. I talk too much, and you're thirsty and you're hot, and you'd like me to go out and get you a soft drink right now.
That's exactly right, Norman.
He's right. Makes me feel awful, but he's right, Mr. Carson.
Norman will get along all right. Best exercise for him is to find a big wall and try to knock it down. Good practice.
Maybe if he knew what was behind that wall, he'd never want to knock it down. Mr. Carson, do you have any idea of what's been happening in that house lately?
No, no idea at all. You want to tell me, don't you? But I know that you can't.
You know, I'd trade Norman in a minute, his innocence, for what I know. All I really want is just to be Mrs. Stephen Cord.
But it isn't that simple, is it?
No. Well, thank you.
Mr. Cord's expecting me.
Please have a seat for a moment, Mr. Harrington. Mr. Cord has someone with him.
Thank you.
I'm no longer working at the hospital. You can reach me at home.
Yes, Miss Howard.
Miss Howard,
Yes?
I'm Leslie Harrington. My son is
Oh,
spoken.
yes, Rodney.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Harrington.
I see we share the professional advice of Mr. Cord.
Yes,
I'd heard you were working at the hospital. You're a physical therapist, aren't you?
that's right. But I'm no longer working there.
I see. Do you intend to remain in Peyton Place?
Well, there aren't many other places in the small town that have need for a physical therapist.
Well, maybe I can help you find something at the hospital in White River. Or there might be something at the new convalescent home. You know, the one on the outskirts of... Well, I'd be very happy to help you if I can.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Harrington.
Is there any reason why I shouldn't use the hospital as a reference? I mean, when I talk to the people who might have a job for you?
I appreciate your interest, Mr. Harrington, but...
I was just telling Miss Howard that I might be able to help her find a job, now that she's no longer working at the hospital.
Well, there's no rush about that, Mr. Harrington. I'll call you tomorrow, Ann. Come in. Mr. Harrington, I will not have you badgering Miss Howard for information.
I was just trying to help her, Stephen.
She doesn't need your help.
What happened at the hospital? Did Morton and Peyton have her fired?
And I'm not going to supply you with any weapons to use against Mr. Peyton. We have had this out before.
Then you admit that she's a threat to the old man. She's just your client, Stephen, not your private property. I'm interested in Miss Howard for other reasons. It might be a very practical idea to have a physical therapist at the mill.
So you can pump her for information from 8 to 5. If she discusses this with me, you know what I'll advise her, don't you?
I find it curious that you're so protective of Miss Howard.
Not protective enough. She's got enough dogs barking at her heels. Leave her alone.
I understand you got your walking papers from the hospital.
I was, fired, if that's what you mean. I understand that you had something to do with my being fired.
I did my best.
Yes, that's what I thought.
You know, for a while I was worried about you. Shouldn't have any trouble getting a job at another hospital. They're all over the country. You're saving yourself a lot of trouble by leaving here. You should be happy. Chris will be happy. I'll be happy. Everybody will be happy.
I'm not going anywhere. I was going to run away. You almost had me convinced, but not now. Because your brother is hiding something about what happened that day on the bluff. I don't know what or why, but he knows a lot more than he's told anyone. I'm going to stay here and find out what. Because I am not afraid anymore. Lee, what happened?
Get on.
Well, tell me what happened.
I said get on.
Don't, Lee, don't! I am not afraid.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
What does your daughter have to do with this?
What?
Tell me something. Tell me, why was that portrait slashed?
I've seen him that mad. I've seen Lee sit and curse Ann Howard an hour running. He said if she ever came back, he'd...
And now he's back to that.
Except for one difference, this time she's here.
Sandy, maybe you want to call the police.
I'm scared, Rod. I'm plenty scared.